Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Really appreciate you all taking the time out of your day today to come talk about one of the maybe more overlooked topics in commercial roofing, but certainly one of the most important topics, roof asset management technology that's out there to help you facilitate that. And we're excited to have you and talk about everything that we have on the agenda today. A little bit about myself. I'm Clint Sockman, Executive Vice President of Advanced Green Technologies and Advanced Roofing. I grew up in a roofing family, a lot, just like a lot of us in the roofing industry. I started with Advanced in 2005 in an estimating and project management role, and have grown with the company over the last 18 years, and have seen an enormous amount of growth and progress, not only in roofing systems and applications, but maybe most importantly in technology and how we're using technology to make better utilization out of our roofing investments. A little bit about Advanced Roofing. Advanced Roofing was founded in 1983 by Rob Cornarens, our founder and president and CEO. Small roofing business, took out a small loan, really started with one crew and has grown to where we are today. We like to call ourselves a full service, vertically integrated specialty contractor, primarily focused in commercial roofing, HVAC, and solar energy. This allows us to really bring a full suite of solutions for our customers' needs when it comes to your building envelope, whether it's roofing, HVAC, solar, and then our support divisions with electrical. Rob Cornarens and I are both general contractors, allows us to do some structural work associated with all of our projects as well. So we really try to bring solutions for the full gamut for your needs in one under one roof. Um, and when we talk about our geographic coverage, we do have 7 offices in the state of Florida, 6 of which we're proud to say that we actually own the offices. We're not here for the short term. This is an investment for the long term. We plan on staying in all of these locations and regions and providing the services that we mentioned to everybody here. Most recently, we just acquired our Jacksonville office, did a full renovation there, and we're super excited to be planting roots in that market as well. I'm now going to turn it over to Kevin Cornarens, our vice president and owner. We actually both started about the same time in 2005 with the company, but Kevin was born with the company, so he's a lifer. He oversees all of our internal operations along with our external service operations. It's been a pleasure to watch what we've been able to do with the service division under Kevin's leadership, bringing technology into the platform and really bringing true value and unlocking value of the investment that you're putting into a roof. So, Kevin, it's all yours.
Thank you, Clint. Appreciate it. It's been a great ride working together. Today, Clint, can you see my screen all right? Yep, awesome. Just want to make sure. Welcome, everyone. Got some great content lined up for you today. A few of the learning objectives. Going to go over Advanced Access, which is our software that drives our service business and your roof asset management program. How to budget more properly for roofing. I know we got a lot of questions lately with insurance market in Florida. They want re-roofs, not coatings. Really how to plan for that with budgeting. Additional reporting as well. If you have your own system, how to get the data out of our system and into your system. How to make your life a little bit easier on requesting service via apps. And then we'll have some Q&A at the end. So jumping in, first we have a poll. How do you prefer to contact your roofing contractor? We've seen this change quite a bit. We used to get faxes, believe it or not. So just get the poll. We got the responses coming in. It looks like the leader currently is email, which we see that predominantly. I think COVID drove a lot of that as well away from phone traffic. We used to see phone traffic being the number one, and now with emails being a primary communication tool. So we do have different ways to make it easier on you to contact us by phone, via email, and even through Advanced Access. So appreciate everyone's feedback there. always trying to improve how we work with our clients. And so what is Advanced Access? It's an online portal. It's a website that documents all your roofing. So when we set on your roof, everything's documented. So from when we propose a proposal to inspecting your roof to doing T&M tickets, all that is online for you to access and get notifications from. So we'll see how you could use that data to budget for your upcoming roofing projects. First, I'm going to play a little quick video. It does a quick job talking through. Just got to reshare my screen real quick. Technical difficulties here. There we go.
This is Nicole. She is a property manager for 20 commercial buildings in the area. But Nicole is in over her head, literally, with roofing issues. She's spending most of her time coordinating maintenance and repairs, analyzing reports, and budgeting for future projects, all while frantically searching for her roof's important documents when issues arise. And to complicate matters, all of Nicole's properties have different roof systems and life cycles, making routine asset management nearly impossible. Nicole was feeling frustrated and overwhelmed, trying to manage all of her roofs using different paper forms and spreadsheets, when she heard about the Advanced Access Roof Asset Management Portal from Advanced Roofing, Inc. In business since 1983, Advanced Roofing, Inc. is ranked as the #1 commercial roofing company in Florida by Roofing Contractor magazine and specializes in roof replacements, repairs, and maintenance services for occupied buildings in Florida. Advanced Roofing implemented the Advanced Access Roof Asset Management Portal to help its customers achieve the maximum life cycle from their roofing assets through preventative maintenance, while feeling safe and secure by having complete control over their roofs 24/7, 365 days a year. From any internet-ready device, Nicole can now view all of her roof's information in one location, dispatch service with the click of a button, track work orders in real time, see photos from repairs, view warranty documents, and build custom reports for budgeting. Everything she needs is uploaded to her customer portal seamlessly and can be viewed from anywhere, anytime, even from the beach. With Advanced Access, Nicole can now streamline her roofing projects for good, allowing her to concentrate on what matters most, ensuring a safe environment for her tenants and saving money for her properties. So, if you're a building owner or property manager with multiple buildings to care for, don't get overwhelmed. Get Advanced Access. Be like Nicole and free yourself from the stress of roof asset management.
So not sure how many of you feel like Nicole, but we get that often, that especially nowadays with all the tenants trying to have all the information in one spot and be on the road as well. So you dive into the system a little bit on how that all works to make Nicole's life a little easier. So if you're an existing client, the easiest way to get to the client portal is to go to our website, advancedroofing.com. At the top there, you see a client portal. Once you click it, it'll jump you into the portal itself. So if you're a client and you want to get set up, reach out to our team. We'll get you set up. We'll do a personalized demo for you as well, show you your properties. Once you dive in Advanced Access, like any software, you kind of have to get an orientation. And so the way our software works is first we define the company. So if it's a property management company, let's say Styles, or if it's a company in South Lake Publix, that would be the company level. Next is the property level. So it'd be all the different plaza addresses throughout the state of Florida, or the different stores throughout the Florida. And then you have the section. So a lot of you might not know, but even though you have one roof, it could have multiple sections, different age of roof life cycle. So we do need to document that as well. Also helps when we communicate back and forth to know where exactly the leak is at as well. So understanding the system hierarchy is the first importance to get to know and get to know the software, and also how we go about budgeting the different areas as well. Because with those different roof sections, that's how we budget and help you plan the budget. So from there, once you get into the system, you have different options for tabs. The first is the sites. So this displays all the different available properties or plazas that I mentioned before. You can see their location, the square foot size, and the current grade if they've been inspected before. Your next tab is service dispatch. This includes all the service dispatches that you've ever dispatched to us. You could see in real time when we were there, when we invoiced it, and they could even see a copy of the invoice, and we'll dive a little into that later. Ops, this is if we did a project for you. This is also where you get notified during a large project. And then budget matrix. So what we'll dive into on how to budget for your future roofing expenses. Still diving into the homepage, you got the big red button right there. As I mentioned earlier, there's multiple ways to contact us. One is through the portal. And so you could click that service dispatch button and send us a ticket. Other few options on here. If you are a manager, property managers, or multiple facility managers, yeah, you could set up your own users to have access to certain properties and not all. We have reporting capabilities we'll talk about, which has the bar chart. And then another way to contact us, if you don't have our email, is you could just click the email icon and automatically it sends us an email as well. So next step is you want information on a specific property because a tenant calls you or there's an issue at the roof. So at the red box here, you see these are all the different plazas we're talking through. You would click into one of these properties that's giving you a call, and then we dive into tier 2. So now we're at the property level. So we were just at the homepage at that company level, like I mentioned, Styles or Publix. Now we're at the property level. So now you could see at the property level, we could see this roof, this plaza has different sections, right? So there's 4 different sections on this roof. Obviously, you could see there are even different roof applications. So from there, you see the sections, and then we could click from there into a specific section as well. So you could see the warehouse right now is that section 1. From there, we continue on into the warehouse section specifically. So you could see if you want to create a ticket specifically for this one section. So you could see now how that could help communication that this leak is specifically at this one. And so if you click that service dispatch, it'll default to that section. Again, you still have that user navigation on the top right. If we've been there before and we've done an inspection and you want to see what was previously noted at that property, you could click download PDF. And that would give you the PDF that you're used to seeing as well. And then the top left, if you want to get back to all sites, you just click our logo, and that gets it back to all the sites. What's nice about this too is we store your warranties in the documents. So one of the things, get a brand new roof or get a warranty, and where is it, right? You need to pull it up to see what it specifically covers. So you could store all your documents in here via our documents. We upload for you as well if you're a client, as well as your own documents as well. So it's a document storage for all your roof assets. Just gonna go a second. And now going to dive into the section level as well. So again, we're in tier 3 section. We're in that 1 that I mentioned before. And then you have different options when we go to inspect. And I'm going to dive into that here shortly. But first, when we do inspection, we look at the composition. And typically, if this is an older roof, we'll do a core cut to see if there's moisture, or if we don't know what makes up the membrane, the substrate, we'll take a core cut and document that as well. We take photos around the roof, on the ground as well. And then we start going into the different specific deficiencies, defining them as emergency, which should leak in the next 30 to 60 days, or remedial, which we say usually will start leaking in 6 to 12 months. Florida, it's a tough place to have a roof. Got lots of high winds, the strong sun, and if you're near a coastal area as well, the salt degrades the roof. So a lot of maintenance items that we see come up, remedial, we try to notate those so you know what you should be planning for in the next 6 to 12 months. I'm gonna flip real quick just to the live system. So real quick, so typically when you click that download PDF, this is, if you haven't seen our reports, this is what our roof asset management reports look like. First, you have an aerial photo of the different sections. So kind of jumping out of the PDF, the PowerPoint into the PDF proposal, and you see the different sections here. So this site has 3 sections. You see the grading system. And then I mentioned those observation photos as well. And so you could see the different observation photos to help really see and plan, right? Because if you have multiple properties, you're not always sure which building or what it looks like. And so this gives you good documentation. And then we start diving into the different deficiencies. And now, so this is, we're gonna dive into this a little bit later as well, but so all this information is generated from that portal I was just showing you, and it dumps it into this PDF template. So we go through, we take photos, we document, and that's what comes out to this, this report. So this is typically what you're used to seeing. So we're just trying to show you another way through advanced access, how you could access the data as well. And I will dive into that a little bit later. But first, I wanted to hand it off to Julian a little bit about budgeting in general, and then we'll dive into the system to see how the system can support proper roof asset management budgeting. So Julian, if you could lead us into a budgeting conversation.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm Julian Olarte, Service Branch Manager for our Miami office, and would like to start thanking you for being here today. Let's start with a poll, and this would be, how do you currently budget for your roofs? Let's give some time so we got some answers. We got a couple of options there. So there's no right or wrong answer. I mean, experience is very valuable. Working with a consultant as well is some of the preferred method of our customers. But I would say that the most important thing is planning ahead. We always advise our customers, and lots of them reach out by the end of the year so we can help them out with their budget. So advanced access, as Kevin was explaining, it's a great and powerful tool that can help you with that. So with these reports, you could have a budget matrix, which could let you know what was the previous repairs that you've done on your roof, if there has been any small scope that has been worked at your roof. And also, you would have the capability of choosing what repairs you want to do in the coming year, right? So it all starts with us inspecting your roof. Basically, what we do is there's some pre-work done at our office where we capture some aerial images of your property, and we identify different sections of the property. That would be the tier 3 that Kevin was talking about, and the property would be the tier 2 level. So basically what we do is our team, our service estimators, go to your roof and we walk the entire property, each section by section. And what we do is we give you some measurements of each one of the sections and an estimated installation date. If we install the roof, we will know exactly the date of installation, but if we haven't, if you don't provide it to us, nowadays, Google Earth is a very powerful tool that would assist us and letting you know the most accurate date of installation. So we give you the installation date, and we also grade your roof. Our system grades the roofs from A to F. A being a roof that is almost brand new, that has been in great shape, and F, it's a roof that has already reached the useful life. So by giving you a grade, you could anticipate better what to expect on your roof. On the right side picture, it's an example of what our estimators do when they walk your roof. If you, for instance, see the second picture on the lower side, you will see that our estimators found that there were 12 blisters, and that they considered that an emergency repair because it was creating a water intrusion. So basically what we do is we give you deficiencies, and we qualify them either remedial deficiencies, which basically are deficiencies that may create an issue in the future, or emergency deficiencies, which are deficiencies that are actually creating water intrusion on your building. So we will let you know exactly what kind of deficiency it is. So every deficiency would have a quantity and a price associated, and either remedial or emergency. This would assist you with making more accurate decisions. And if you have a limited budget, most likely you would like to be resolving any emergency, right? Next slide. Here is another budget sample, and this would be the tier 3 level of our system. This is basically the section level, which is the most detailed level that our system provides. And basically here, if you see a summary, you will have a list of deficiencies, the quantity associated with them, and if it's either a remedial or emergency, right? And it gives you a total. So this is very convenient. As Kevin was saying, not all the sections on a property may have the same life cycle. So let's say that you replace a couple of sections on the upper roof, but you didn't replace the valet roof. So this would be perfect example of how this tier 3 level could help you out budgeting for future repairs. This is another budgeting sample, but this will be at the tier 2 level, which is the property level. And this is a more summarized example. You would have listed all the sections of your building, and total for emergencies, remedial. If we consider this was an F roof, basically a roof that was in very poor shape, we also give you a budget for replacement. So this is very convenient when you are managing your property, knowing which deficiencies you should be fixing first. And that's the power of advanced access. It gives you a very detailed information to, again, help you out making accurate decisions when investing. Right. Now it's time for another question. So this will be a true or false question. Failure to perform and document annual roof maintenance may void your warranty. This is a question that we get a lot from our customers. So once you install a roof, I would say the most important thing is getting your roof into an annual maintenance. And this would guarantee that your roof is going to last as expected. So not performing maintenance, it's going to end up voiding your warranty, right? And now let's get into what, as managers or building owners, what responsibilities you have. So once you have installed a roof, or once you are managing a roof, it's very important to minimize the traffic that you have on your roof. And in order to assist with this, it's very important that you maintain a log of who is getting into your roof. Most of the times you should have HVAC units or solar panels installed, or lighting protection, and those type of trades would need maintenance. So you want to know who was on your roof, so you have some sort of accountability if something happens, right? So first thing is getting a very detailed log. We always advise to have, if you have a commercial property or an industrial property, if you have an exterior ladder, have it with a cage and with a lock, so you can control the people that go into your roof. We see a lot of cases where the owner installs a roof and the tenant, for some reason, has easy access, and they do a lot of work without letting the owner know. And when we get there, it's a leak because it was caused because the HVAC contractor didn't really properly waterproof their work. So we see a lot of this, and you want to have control over these situations. If you have some sort of maintenance personnel, make sure that you pick up and remove any debris. If you have trees that grow on top of the roof, you want to make sure that you cut them so you don't run the risk of clogging drainages or downspouts or gutters. Also, with the last rain event that we had last week, we saw a lot of cases where the leak was not caused because of the roof, but rather because of HVAC units that were not in proper shape. So rusted HVAC units can create issues as well on your roof. So it's as building owners, it's very important that you keep an eye on those and you keep them properly maintained. And then keeping a detailed roof file. And here is another powerful tool from Advanced Access. We can assist on having all the roofing files in one single place where you can have easily access those. A good roof file, what should it have? It should have drawings. It should have the original roof plan, any product approval letters. It should have permit records. We have been also reached by our customers now that the insurance it's insurance renewal time, and it's very convenient. Unless we install the roof, we won't have that permit record information. So it's very important that you have this on a file. Also, any pictures when you install it, any letters from contractors, and as Kevin was saying, the warranty documents. This is the place where you would have it stored, so it's handy whenever you need it. Also, going back to maintenance, it's not only important to perform it, but to document it, because if something happens, you want to show the manufacturer that you've been doing your due diligence, and the only way is having a proper documentation for this. Pictures of repairs, of any modification. Let's say that you are installing a cooling tower on your roof. You want to make sure that that work didn't void your warranty. So all this information, knowledge is power, and this is one of the capabilities of advanced roofing, right? Information is the most powerful tool you could have. So this would greatly assist you on having that kind of information. When you need to make the decision of budgeting for a repair or for a replace, it's a great question that a lot of customers ask. And whenever before responding, we ask ourselves some key questions that can help both of us decide what's the best solution, right? So the service history, has there been any ongoing leaks through the entire roof, or are the leaks isolated, which is an indication that it might be a minor maintenance issue? Or are these leaks located all across the roof, which is an indication that the roof is in pretty bad shape and most likely would need to be replaced? Has the roof been maintained during its useful life? As owners, what are your investment or horizons, right? It's not the same to have a property that you're planning to own for a long period of time, where in this case would be worth to put a good that is going to last for that period of time, compared to some investment property that you only want to make it work for a couple of years. So those are questions that help us deciding if repair is the option or replace is the option. And also how is the roof affecting the business operation? It's not the same to have a leak on an ER room than to an industrial property, for instance. So all these things make us suggest we will be and guide you on what's the best option. So usually we have 4 scenarios. The first one would be when we find a roof that is in pretty good shape, that can be put into a maintenance plan. The second scenario is when we find a roof that is in decent shape but needs some previous repairs before we put it onto a maintenance plan. The other option is a roof that has It's not closed, but it has probably a 12-year-old roof that has been properly maintained, that is properly attached, that is not doesn't have any moisture inside. So these can be good candidates to be restored with coatings. And lastly, it's when you went through all of other scenarios and roof needs to be replaced. So this takes us to the life cost of ownership analysis. So it has 4 scenarios. The life cycle of a roof has basically, the first one is when you decide to install the roof. And here we always advise to do your due diligence, getting a contractor that has been on the industry for with a good proven record. Choose a manufacturer that is a major manufacturer that will be able to give you MDL warranties, and basically, yeah, have proper manufacturer, proper design, and the proper contractor. That's key when you install the roof. Then you get to the second stage of the roof when you need to start to maintain your roof. And 80% of the roofs in the industry failed either because they chose the wrong contractor at the beginning and they had poor workmanship, or because of lack of maintenance. So maintenance is huge in terms of making your asset last as it should. Also, keeping this maintenance plan, as I was saying, is going to guarantee that the manufacturer will honor the warranty. So this is huge in terms of making sure that the roof gets to the useful life. Then we get to the part where the roof is in good shape. And again, coatings or recover can be a good option. And lastly, once you have gone through all the cycle, it's the time of replacing the roof. So our key takeaway here is always perform maintenance, be proactive when doing so. Reactive repairs are like 5 times more. Sometimes customers neglect a minor maintenance that is going to cost us $1,500 on a yearly basis, and then they end up paying thousands of dollars because the damage has been more extensive than it should. Right. And lastly, we want to provide you with a cheat sheet when you are planning your budget. Our service division, we work on roof repairs. This is $170 per hour. This is a 2-man crew, plus the materials that we use. Then roof coatings, nowadays it's between $8 and $5. It depends on the type of coating that we choose. Not all the roofs are good candidates for coating, but this is a good option when you meet certain criteria. Retrofit or recover goes between $6 and $12 per square foot. And then when you replace the roofs, it's varies between $33+ per square foot. It all depends on the geographical location of your roof, the amount of penetration and equipment that you have, the height of the roof. So there are many factors that can affect this pricing. Then if you want to add some taper insulation, usually that goes by $8 per square foot, or any mechanical or electrical upgrades that would need to be quoted on a specific case, and some stucco wall waterproofing, which also creates a lot of leaks for our customers, varies from $5 to $8 per square feet. So my takeaway would be plan ahead with your budget. Contact us if you need any assistance. We would be glad to assist you putting together roof files and assisting you making decisions on where would your money most valuable when investing in your roof. So thank you, everyone, and going back to Kevin.
Thanks, Julian. Some great information there. It's a good start, especially if you're trying to plan a re-roof or coating, to give you a ballpark of where the numbers should be. And so a little bit more on advanced access and how to use those numbers and what we do with those numbers inside the system. So mentioned before, in advanced access, you have the budgeting and reporting module on the top, the bar chart. So if when you're in the system or at the home screen, you click into the bar chart at the top where the red square is, dives you into the different reporting available. And so now we start seeing the different information you could get out of the system. So the first option is your expense repair inventory. So these are items we have noticed that need to get repaired. So it's inventory, right? So these are your different sites and then the sections. You could put a priority level there so you know for yourself what kind of priority it is, and then expense of what you could see. So with all that, you could also export this data. If it's just for one site you need the data for. I know a lot of have client portals themselves, but typically you could get this in Excel, CSV, and import it into your system. And we have team members here that could help you with that as well. The next item for reporting is your capital project budget. So these are larger budgets, right? Before we were just talking about minor remedial or emergency repairs, but these are when you're starting to plan out your re-roof life cycle, right? So if you need to replace it in 2 years, 3 years, so you could quickly see, again, you got the site, the section, projected replacement date. So working together on when you should replace that, if there's a priority, and the expense for those. So as you start working through each of your properties, you could come up with a budget per year on your roof assets. And so again, you could export this data as well. The next, sometimes you might want to see where to start with that, right? So you might want to pull all the repair history, so the work that has been completed, out of the system, so you can run reports to see how much you're spending per site on your roofing, and maybe start there, right? So if one site has 10 tickets and $50,000, that might be something that would be a higher priority, or something you might want to start budgeting for quickly. So all that data is here. You could quickly see, click the invoice button on the right there as well to get a copy of that invoice. So if you needed something quickly in your hands, it's all online visibility for you as well. I mentioned the export before. So this is how that's where the export spreadsheet is. It's right there at the top, and it brings you, you could see the spreadsheet right there, the different columns. So gives you a little bit more flexibility. I know myself, I put a lot of things in Excel. I can manipulate it, sort it, group it. So it gives you that flexibility if you need it. Mentioned earlier a few different ways about how to contact us. We started the webinar. I think a lot of people said email, but we do have the portal with that red button always. You click the service dispatch. But with our portal, it's a lot of transparency between ourselves and our clients, and we do that to hold ourselves accountable and to deliver best-in-class service. And so throughout the portal, you'll notice when you gave us the ticket, which is dispatched, arrival ETA is when we plan on being on site, in progress is when we are on site, resolved is when we completed the repair, and confirmed is when management has reviewed the ticket, the work has met our standards, and then confirm it. So these are our 5 main steps that we have to deliver customer service. And so just like FedEx, you have enabled these different statuses here. And then through those as well, we have a little chart here that explains each of them, but we also set up alerts. So if we set you up in the portal and you want to know, when the arrival ETA is, and then when it's resolved, right? Because you have to report to the tenant right away when those 2 items are going to happen. You could get email alerts automatic. So our team does call you the day before, but they, and they should check out from the property, but sometimes the tenant's not there, or we're not supposed to talk to the tenant. You could get these emails automated. So if you're having some communication issues, there's technology there to keep you up to date on your dispatch status. So just to recap, I mentioned before, when you're in the portal, you have the red button here. It's multiple areas on the portal to make your life easier. You click that button, and then this screen appears. So we're back at the example earlier with the warehouse. So you see we're at section 1 in the warehouse. We should have your contact information in there as well, of who we should contact on site when we arrive to check in, the priority. And then if you have photos or videos, it's always great. You could share those with us to provide more history, and then putting notes in there as well, and then clicking send dispatch. And so Once it's in dispatch, it gives you a confirmation as well that dispatch has been sent to your contractor. Quick way you could let us know if you're in the portal and have it set up. Another nice item is if we have been to your site, I mentioned the expense inventories before. When you go to click service dispatch, if there is previous deficiencies on that property, it automatically shows you below here of items that were there. So if these could be one of the items, you know, if you didn't get the drains cleared, that's causing that leak, you could always call us and find out, but you could get these done at the same time. So if you have some budget, or if you want to get, since no, you're not going to pay 2 trip charges, all that information is there for you to be educated on the roofing status. So I mentioned how you could export the repair history earlier in the reporting section, but if you want something in real time, at the home page again, we're here. I mentioned that service dispatch tab, which is circled in red. If you click that, it's going to show you all properties. You could click into the property and then click into service dispatch, but let's just say for this example, you want to see all dispatches for you. And so I mentioned earlier that status is dispatched, arrival ETA, in progress, resolved, and confirmed and invoiced. So those are the stages that your ticket or request comes through. So you could see they're all timestamped. So I mentioned the transparency earlier to hold us accountable to agreements to get to your site and get the emergency handled quickly. Another way, I know a lot more people on the road than ever. We do have a mobile website. So it's not an app, so it doesn't track your data, doesn't want access to your contacts. It's just a website that's mobile friendly. We could put it on your phone. It's a shortcut to the mobile website. And from there, you could do a lot of the similar information, just a little bit easier on the phone. So to give you an example, on the left screen here, you have all your different properties. Again, like the homepage of the mobile of the desktop site. Let's say we click into one, you see that aerial photo again with the different sections. You see that red button where you could click service dispatch. So very easy. So it's pretty much 2 clicks to create a ticket. And then also, but let's say you don't want to click service dispatch, right? Because maybe you remember it was an HVAC issue or another item. You could click that PDF. So if we've been there before to document the roof, you click the PDF button and that pulls up the same PDF that you're used to seeing. The download PDF button, our roof report. And so as long as you have a PDF viewer on your phone, you could review that report right from your phone. The last tab shows you just what the last service dispatch looks like, just a mobile responsive form. So really trying to make it easy. Again, available via phone, email, in the portal. Next steps, if you have a lot of roof assets and they haven't been looked at, now is a great time to get them looked at before rainy season. I know if you're in Fort Lauderdale, we just got 26 inches of rain, so you probably know if your roof was leaking, but I know in other parts of the state, it's been pretty dry. So it's always good to get out there now, especially if you had other vendors on top of the roof. We typically see, go out there, see punctures, or maintenance items, and this would prevent catching them and hopefully doing them more cost effectively than doing a time and material emergency relief, and also preventing damages. So if you'd like a free inspection for us to come out, you could just contact us, say yes or no in the poll, and then we'll reach back out to you to schedule that free inspection. Also, we did Orlando. It was great to see a few of you out in Orlando last month. And then coming up next month, we have our office in Tampa. It's hoping a client appreciation party again. Really proud of celebrating 40 years in business this year. So if you are interested, please reach out to Tatiana L at advancedroofing.com. I'll be there. A few of the other partners will be there as well. It'd be great to meet you and talk about your roofing needs and catch up with you. Clint mentioned earlier too, hurricane season is almost upon us, it feels like. So a lot of tips, just like Julian was giving with budgeting, but more for hurricane preparedness for your roof, for solar and HVAC. So all 3 brands we offer. They get takeaways on what to do to prepare for hurricane season. It'd be great to see you there. And here's your team for the different parts of the state. So if you want to reach out to a key account executive, you can. And then I wanted to dive into the system real quick. So give me a second. So I was in PowerPoint quite a bit, and so I just want to show you what the portal looks like real time for a client. So again, I'm in Chrome here. This is, I just pulled up South Florida Water Management District. This is their homepage logo. And so then you can see all their sites here. So you see the square footage, the grades. They're a very proactive client with their buildings. And then these are the tabs I showed before, right? So this is the real data. These are the real sites. So if we click into one of those sites, quickly see the different roof sections here. And down here, you can see the grades of each of those roof sections. We could click into one of those sections and then quickly see the different composition, observation photos. I could go back if you like the PDF viewer. This is where you could pull up the report really quickly of what's been done on the site. If you like the interaction on the website as well, you know, I mentioned the budget matrix before. Julian was talking about budgeting, so they could quickly see it at a flip of a few buttons, all their sites, their emergency repairs and remedial repairs, and the total for those repairs. So it makes it really easy for them to manage the repairs. Obviously, they're essential resource for the state of Florida, and they're very proactive with their approach to roof asset management. So you could see that just I just want to show you real time. I don't know if there's any clients on the call that want to dive into their system. I could demo that, but then you could quickly see here's all the service dispatch as well. If you wanted to see the invoice I mentioned before, you click on the invoice and you could see it very quickly. So just feel it's always good to see real live data. I don't know. Appreciate everyone joining today. If there's any questions that anyone has. If not, just to reiterate what Julian mentioned before, the biggest failures we see is either if you had work, a lot of office building, tenant build outs lately, we see that, and then not getting inspection or creating that log, as well as having a maintenance program and viewing the roof with those maintenance items. So I want to appreciate Julian for that great advice. And then if you have any questions, we have 10 more minutes of free roofing advice. If not, appreciate everyone joining together today, and have a great rest of the week.